Good morning, my friends, and thank you for joining me. This is David Hi Ivri. In today's short video, I am going to attempt to make some sense of the Chanukah holiday. In yesterday's video, I set out to explain the difference between the Torah and the Talmud in 2 minutes and 20 seconds in order to be able to upload it to Twitter. But it actually took me 8.5 minutes just to scratch the surface of the topic. I uploaded the video to YouTube and a very short version, just the beginning, to Twitter and Facebook. And that is what I'm going to do today. So if you're watching this on Twitter or Facebook, it's only going to be about 2 minutes long. But if you'd like to see the entire video, then go over to my YouTube channel, the Israel Heartland Tours, and check out the whole video. In any case, I appreciate all of the feedback that I got from the previous video and videos before that. So keep sending in your comments and questions. Uh, I'm glad to hear back from you. Again, today we're going to be speaking about Chanukah. On Thursday night, we're going to be lighting the candles of Chanukah and celebrating this week-long festival. What is this all about? Many might ask. So we know that Jews light candles and eat special foods like the sufganiyah. Sufganiyah is a jelly donut that is very popular in Israel in Hanukkah. In some communities, they eat potato latkes, a fried potato patty, uh, and in some communities like the sufganiyah, in the Moroccan Jewish communities, they eat sfinge, which is also a fried sweet dough. And the dreidels, the sevivon, in Hebrew we say sevivon, is a type with four sides that has a different letter on each side, and children play with the sevivon. But the main item is the Chanukiah, the menorah. In America, they say the menorah. In Hebrew, we say the Chanukiah. Here is a Chanukiah in a box. In this box, there is a window type box that can display the 8 candles of Hanukkah. Each night, we add more light. We light an additional candle to celebrate Hanukkah. And the question would be, what is Hanukkah all about? Why are we lighting candles each night and having this special week-long, 8-day festival? Well, in your country, do you celebrate independence, the War of Independence, Independence Day? Do you have a celebration? Hanukkah is like the Jewish Independence Day. It's not the Yom Ha'atzmaut, the Independence Day of the modern state of Israel, that we celebrate in the spring, commemorating the establishment or reestablishment of the Jewish state. Chanukah is also a holiday, an Independence Day or Independence Week celebration, where we are celebrating the war and victory of the Hashmonaim, who fought against the Greek. We say the Greeks, but that is a wider classification of a civilization that followed the Macedonian king Alexander the Great. So just to give a quick brief, historical brief, in 334 BCE, before the Common Era, 334 before the Common Era, a king rose in Macedonia, which is north of Greece, and he conquered the ancient world from India all the way to Africa, through Asia. In the Book of Esther, we read that the king of Persia controlled the world from Hodu ad Kush, from India to Africa. And Alexander the Great was actually the first to have such a huge empire. And he, this empire lasted for about 200 years. In After he passed, Alexander the Great, his descendants, his officers, cut up the kingdom into smaller kingdoms. In the south, there was the kingdom, the Macedonian or Greek kingdom of Ptolemy, and in the north, Seleucus. And the land of Israel was kind of in between these two kingdoms, and they changed hands between the southern and the northern Macedonian kingdoms of Ptolemy and Seleucus. And the Judeans in the middle, for some time, had a certain amount of autonomy to observe the Judean or Jewish traditions and laws. But in the year 170, between 170 and 160 BCE, the Greek rulers tried to impose their beliefs on the Jewish population in Judea, and at some point it became too much. And at that point, and this is the core story of Chanukah, the Hashmonaim dynasty rose at that point. A family of priests, Kohanim, decided that they cannot take this anymore and they must fight against the Greek oppression and the efforts of the Greek to impose their faith and religion on the Jews. Matityahu, the father of this family, rose up and fought, and he called on to the people, "Who is with Hashem should come with me." They went out into the wilderness and regrouped and established a mighty force and fought against the Greek. And finally, on the 25th day of Kislev, they succeeded in liberating the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Have you heard that term? The Temple Mount is in our hands. This first began with the sons of Matityahu, Yehuda HaMaccabi and Shimon, the Hashmonaim brothers. We can read about this in the book of Maccabim.